Hey guys, it has been 1 month since I got into the Amazon Influencer Program. In this video, I'm going to be covering how many videos I've uploaded, how much money I've made, what I've learned from all of this, the things that I'm doing to get success in this program, and I'm just amazed at how far I've come in just 30 days. I'm so glad that I chose to do this. I was a little bit on the fence about starting another Amazon business because I already have so many irons in the fire. One thing that attracted me to this business is the value of doing the work once and making money off of it again and again and again. So the concept is that you upload a video of a review to Amazon, and then if your video gets placed on the Amazon listing page and someone watches that video, you earn a commission. So all you really have to do is go around your house finding things to review. And of course, you may want to find other things in the future. But so far in this first month, I have made 75 videos so far, and it has all been stuff that is in my house. I have not purchased a single item to review. All of this was basically no cost to me. So on August 9th, I submitted my 3 videos for approval. I got accepted into the program 3 days later on August 12th, and yesterday was September 12th. So I said, let me take a look at everything that has happened in the last 30 days, and let's just go over all of that so somebody can see what they might expect from their first month in the Amazon Influencer Program. So the most videos I made in one day was 10 videos, and I tried to make 5 to 7 if I was going to record. So basically my process is to find the products that I'm going to review for the day, shoot the footage, edit the footage in CapCut, and then make a thumbnail for each video, and then go in and add the item to my storefront and then add it to a spreadsheet. So I'm keeping up with everything that I'm reviewing, obviously. I would say each video is taking me about 15 minutes or so to produce. That includes filming, editing, thumbnail, and uploading. And so with that in mind, I can make about 4 videos per hour, which I don't know, may be slow, but for me, I'm trying to focus on like quality over quantity. I've seen some videos, I'm just not even gonna lie, like I've seen some videos that people literally were describing a candle and they were just like tapping on the glass, and I'm just like, it was unintelligible, and I'm just not interested in putting my name attached to something like that. I want the reviews to be helpful to the customer because I feel like in the long run, I feel like my videos will perform better and stay on the carousel longer if I do a time-based approach where I want my video to be helpful to the customer and something that Amazon can continue to use year after year to convert sales. I tried out a few different styles. So one of the things I did was like holding up the product and talking about it, kind of like I'm talking to you guys right now. I also tried the style of filming the product and talking about it as I film. So basically I wouldn't have to go back in and add anything. And then I also tried out a third style of just doing really nice B-roll of the product and then going in with a voiceover after the fact. I feel like the voiceovers honestly took longer because I was overthinking it and I was nervous. I don't know what it is about doing a voiceover, but I get self-conscious about my voice, and when I mess up, it feels like it's like, oh no, now I have to re-record the whole thing. So I felt like it was easier to just hold the product and talk about it. I did invest in a clip-on microphone. That way, whenever I'm moving the product, the phone isn't like shaky because the audio is coming from my microphone instead of my phone, because that is one thing that I struggled with in my videos, is like having all that noise in the background, and Amazon really wants you to focus on high quality audio. Okay, so I know you guys want to know how much money I made. That's what I would want to know if I was starting this business. So in the first 30 days, I have made $96.82. And I am thrilled. I did not think I would make this much money. I honestly thought I would make like maybe like 10 or 20 bucks. Anytime that I've started a business like this, it seems like you have to front load a lot of the work and then the money comes in later. They don't pay out until 60 days after the earnings of that month. So that is one thing to keep in mind. This is not like a get rich quick scheme by any means. The item commission comes up after the item has shipped. So pretty much each day I was able to log into my account and see like what has shipped and how much money I made the previous day. So let me tell you what really clicked for me. Like 2 days ago, I made $57 on one product. So this is a product that we had attached to our shed. It was a mini split unit that we actually paid like $1,200 for, but it was something that we had already bought. So I thought, what the heck, let's just review it. So I reviewed it, and then not even a week later, a commission came in and somebody had bought one of the bigger ones for $1,400. So I made 57 bucks. So that one sale was more than all that I had made for the month. So like basically the first 25 days, I'm sitting at around $50, and then that sale comes in and that bumps me up to $100. And I'm gonna be honest with you, up until that point, I was like, this is a grind, right? Like I can't just sit there and review $10 or $20 products. I figured out really quickly that is not the way to run this business. You've got to go where the money is. You've got to get as many expensive products as you can. And so this past couple of weeks, I've been reviewing like my televisions, I've reviewed my laptop, we've reviewed a lot of the tech in Daniel's office because he has a lot of gaming monitors and things like that. So I'm really trying to focus on finding products that are at least $50 or more, because the commissions on something that is $40 or $50 can sometimes be like $1 or $1.50. But I do want to say that it does add up. One other thing that I had a lot of success with is furniture. So we bought a bed off of Amazon. So I did like a review video of that bed, and I noticed that the bed came in different colors and different sizes. And so not only have I sold that same bed, but I think I've sold it in a different color. And then I also got a commission for selling a different piece of furniture. So what I've realized is that you don't necessarily have to sell what you made the video about. If the person watches your video and then potentially goes and buys something else in that niche or in that category, you can potentially still get a commission for that item. I'm not 100% sure how that works, and I don't think Amazon wants us to know because I can't find any information about it. I can just see on my account, it looks like, oh, it's an adjacent to the product that I was reviewing, and so it looks like they kind of watched my review and then went and bought something, and then I earned a commission for that. One thing to keep in mind is that if you make a video, it's going to take X amount of time. So why not make a video on something that's going to bring you bigger returns? Now, in the first week, all I did was I just reviewed every little thing I could to practice, because I knew that my formatting and like my style was going to evolve, and I do feel like it has. I mean, especially as a YouTube person, like I'm familiar with being able to present to a camera, but product reviews are a little bit different in that you're not the focus and the information is the focus and the product is the focus. So that's something that I kind of had to get used to, is being able to share those product features eloquently without stumbling, and I'm still working on that, to be honest with you. One thing that really makes it easier is to first hop over to the Amazon listing page, scroll down and look at the reviews, and then pick out a few key phrases and elements that people kept mentioning, and then mention that in your review. And you can also find on the product listing page the questions that people have asked and include the answer to that question in your product review video. So clicks for the last 30 days were 1,222, 51 items that shipped, and 1 item returned. Conversion rate was 7.28%. And the total amount of revenue, which is what basically people bought on Amazon as a result of my videos, was $2,667. So keep in mind, I had to sell $2,600 plus to make $97. So that's just a conversion to keep in your mind. So like for every $3,000 that I sell, basically I'm gonna make about $100. Now commissions are different for different items. With that mini split, I got lucky and it was a 4% commission. With some of the other tech items like the TVs, I think they're only 1 to 1.5% commissions, so not nearly as good as the home improvement and the tools category. So just make sure that you are familiar with the commissions before you start getting excited about different rates, because different products definitely have different commission rates. So as far as how long the customer stayed on my video, the average view duration was 42 seconds. So I've been trying to make my videos around a minute to a minute and a half. The reason I chose a minute and a half was because if they watch about half of it, that's over 30 seconds. And I feel like some people were saying like, if they watch at least 30 seconds, you can probably get a commission. Amazon doesn't tell us how long they need to stay on the video, so I feel like that's a good amount. The only time I did a longer review was if the product had more like to it. For instance, if it was something more complicated or something I was having to explain, that would warrant a longer review. One thing I would definitely suggest is if you're demonstrating something or answering a question or solving a problem, when you make the title for that video, put the question in the title. So like for instance, how to set up blank, how to calibrate blank, how to get the apps on your smart TV. If you are showing something specific, make sure that you put that in the title, because if the customer wants to know that specific thing, how are they going to know that you're covering that in your video unless you tell them? So I think now is a good time to talk about thumbnails. Thumbnails are something I think is a little bit divided in the Amazon influencer community. I've seen a lot of people say you don't need them. I'm gonna have to disagree. I think a thumbnail gives you control, where if you just let Amazon auto pick for you, a couple of things are lost. So the main thing that's lost is you can't add any text. And text and a face is really what gets people to click. So I don't know if you've noticed in my thumbnails for my YouTube video, pretty much every video I do has my face and then a little bit of text, because that's what people are used to seeing. If you are able to do that, you're definitely going to set yourself apart. Specifically for that bed that I reviewed, I got in the bed and then I held up my hands and then I put like bed review over the top for the thumbnail. And when I look at my video next to all the other videos that don't have a thumbnail, I'm clicking on my video. I'm not just saying that because it's mine. It's because I can see a person and I can relate to it. If I just see a bed with a bunch of pieces on the ground and I see someone putting it together, that's going to stress me out. I'm not clicking on that. When I see the product, I want to imagine how the product looks in my home, how I'm going to enjoy the product, what my life will be like with the product, and how the product is going to serve me. Creator stars is something that they just came out with, and I think for the most part it's just a little bit of a vanity system to show people like where you stack up against other influencers. So right now I've got 30 out of 50 on the bronze level. Does that mean anything? I don't know. To me, it just seems like another kooky way for them to add metrics and try to motivate and gamify the whole system. One major development that actually happened yesterday was I got an email that said you've been invited to creator rewards and creator connections. And so you can definitely look up this subject on YouTube and find a lot of different videos that like will talk more in depth about it. But basically, creator connections is being able to work with brands directly, being able to message the brands, and being able to opt into campaigns where you can get your commission from Amazon, but then you can earn additional commission from the brand. So I told you guys that my top sale was $57, or my top commission is what I earned was $57. And my lowest sales were like 12 cents. So I sold a $4 product and I made 12 cents. Since I've gotten on that listing, I have been selling it pretty much every other day. So I've been making like 12 cents a day off of it, which is like not anything crazy, but you just have to look at that over the course of a year and see how that's going to add up to everything that you earn that year. One thing I realized with this program is that you're thinking in the long term. You make a video, like for instance with that mini split video, me and Daniel recorded that video in about 10 minutes. It's made $57, and potentially it could keep earning me money from now on. As long as that video provides value, Amazon is probably going to keep it on the carousel. If you're not familiar with what I mean by carousel, basically there is a bunch of videos on the product listing. And so I think there's like 5 that go across the product listing. I think you can click 2 pages over, so there's 3 pages total of videos. So if you are on that first page, obviously it's more likely that the customer is going to click on your video because they're going to do the least amount of work. They're going to click the first ones that they see. So your aim is to get on the carousel, number 1, and then to get further up in the carousel than everybody else. I've been able to do that several times by just making a better video. I'm not trying to be rude, but some of these videos are, I think they're AI generated, and I think some of them, the person doesn't even have the product. They're gaming the system, and they're just finding like videos of the product online and kind of putting together like a mashup. and they're just not genuine. And so I feel like the customer can smell that, and I don't feel like that's something that is going to be a long-term strategy. And so I've been able to surpass some of those people. One thing that I did consider is, should I look at every listing before I decide to make the product review video? What I mean by that is, for instance, a makeup product. So say it sells all the time, like for instance, like an eyeliner. If an eyeliner sells 1,000 times a day and there's already 15 reviews of it, do I really need to make that video? Because this information's already been covered. It may have been covered by somebody who has more product knowledge than me. So one of the things I'm weighing with that, number one, is how much can I potentially make off the commission? So for an eyeliner, I use like $10 or $12 eyeliners, so it's not very much. And also, how likely is it that my video is better than the ones that are already up there? And so if I don't think I can do better, I'm not worried about that. And to be honest with you, one strategy is to just make videos for products that don't have any videos, because if Bella is the only one on the listing, who do you think is going to earn the commission when someone watches the video? It's going to be Bella. And so I noticed the other day I had made a product review video and nobody else was on the listing. It wasn't necessarily a listing that sold all the time, but I do know that from now on, whenever anyone watches that video, I'm going to gain the commission from it. So that is a valid strategy, is finding products that have less reviews. You can also do this by finding new products, because typically people don't have all the new products. They have products that are older, products that, they already have in their house. So if you just go to the store and you start looking for like new releases or new products, it's more likely, I think, that if you're first, that you're going to have a little bit of advantage in terms of the algorithm. I think that just typically happens with Amazon. Like the first one that starts performing well, they usually keep it up. Another thing that I've done is created a separate YouTube channel to cross-post all of these videos. And so the goal of that is to drive traffic from YouTube back to my Amazon page, because any traffic that you drive through a link is going to earn a higher commission. So on-site commissions are for your videos. Those are when Amazon puts the video on the product listing. The other ones are affiliate links. And so if I'm driving traffic to Amazon for somebody to buy a bed, I review the bed on Amazon, but I already have that video and I already have a thumbnail. Why would I not take the extra time to make a YouTube video? All I've got to do is upload it and add in the title and tags and links. So I've been doing that as well. I'm going to be honest with you, that part is a little bit tedious, and what I've found is that I'm saving about 25 to 50 videos to upload at once, and then I just schedule them all out. So I have them scheduled out for like a month. So that's what's been working for me. So far, the channel doesn't have like a ton of views or subscribers, but the thought process behind that is that you want to leverage what you've already done to continue making money off of it. And you can also potentially get brand deals and get people to send you products for free. In terms of the potential of this business, if it's made me $100 in my first month with only 75 videos uploaded, I can only logically conclude that it has a potential to make at least a couple $100s a month if I keep putting fuel into the fire. So 75 videos goes to $100. If I do nothing else, I think it will keep making money. But if I upload more and more videos, the theory is that I'll make more and more money. So I've seen a lot of people who have 500 videos, 1,000 videos, and while it is a little bit intimidating and overwhelming to think about creating that much content, I think once you get your processes down and you get faster, it will become easier to crank out videos once you kind of figure out what you're doing. For me, this first month has been about fine-tuning my process and also about learning what to do. I mean, there's something simple like, for instance, on the thumbnail, instead of the product being in the middle, you need to put the product on either side, because there's a play button that is right in the middle, that if you put the product directly in the middle, the play button is going to cover up the product. So that's something that I didn't notice until I had uploaded a couple of videos, and I was like, oh, that's kind of annoying, but obviously I've got to optimize for the play button now. So instead of putting the product in the middle, you want to put the product on one side, you on the other side, and then that play button will be in the middle. And you also have to keep that in mind for any text that you want to add. So you're better off to add the text up here or down here. If the play button's where my face is, you don't want the text in the middle where they can't read it. So my first big goal is to have my first 100 videos done by the end of September. We are about halfway through September and I'm going on vacation September 28th. So realistically, I think I have about 12 more days to film about 25 more videos, which I think is more than enough time. But I'm going to start setting monthly goals on how many videos I'll film. And I want to stay accountable to you guys and keep doing these reports because I think it's just kind of interesting. I used to do a lot of reports on my new businesses and it was so impactful to look back when I first started and see how small it was and then how much it grew. I mean, just on my Amazon t-shirt business last month, I made $1,000 profit. And I mean, that's good money. Like that, if you can create multiple income streams where you're making $1,000 here, $500 there, you know, $1,500 there, you can quit your job. Like I don't work. Like I work, but I don't work for anybody. I work for Bella. And so I think it's inspiring to be able to see all of these opportunities online and be able to jump in. So I highly encourage you to check out Amazon Influencer Program. There's a lot of ways that you can make money online, and I think this one is definitely a viable option. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If it was helpful, you can give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to the channel for more updates. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Until then.